Welcome back, and today we are gonna be taking a look at the MiG-29 sniper. Now, if you want to know if this thing is worth to pick up or not, I'll touch that in a second. But first, I want you to take a look at my R27ERs as well as my R60s. This is after the supposed missile fix. Now, instead of hitting the enemy and not doing any damage, your missile just simply cease to track. My R27s just fly through this enemy, we then shoot him with an R60, fly straight through him, he doesn't even flare, then we switch on over to the F14. A little bit too close for him to shoot a missile at me, so I shoot with an R60, and actually, the proxies don't work at all. I just hit him directly on the forehead, and it did 0 damage. F18 comes in, we roll out of the way, and because all the enemies I just merged with survived that engagement, I'm now forced to disengage from the F18. I'm not able to take that dogfight, so what do? I just fly straight into the sun, and because of that, the IR missiles of the F18 should not be able to track me. But of course, the game is only broken when it doesn't work in your favor. He shoots off an AIM-9L, we fly into the sun, and it does of course absolutely work. The game right now is borderline unplayable. Missiles don't track, guns don't do any damage, and half the time when your missile does track, it also doesn't do any damage whatsoever. This makes it almost impossible to play planes like this. The MiG-29 sniper is honestly not a terrible plane, but when you are up tiered into 13.7 almost every match and your missiles don't track or do any damage, it almost becomes unfeasible to play this thing and actually get any rewards with it. Luckily, I know how the MiG-29As work, how they function and how they feel, and normally I was actually, not looking forward to flying this thing, but it's honestly not a terrible plane. You are incredibly quick, you're one of the fastest planes on the deck, the acceleration is fantastic. The only real issue here is that the fuel consumption is incredibly high and that you really only have the two R27ERs, which are some of the best missiles in the game. Not just Fox 1, not just Fox 3, not just Fox... It doesn't matter, they're just some of the best missiles in the game. And the ERs are incredible. And they are going to be the bread and butter of this plane. And if the game functions like it should, then these missiles should net you 1 kill very easily and 2 kills very often, almost every game. The plane itself is going to be a good grinder, especially considering the fact that the Italians don't really have anything going for it. What are you gonna buy? The AMX? And sure, you could go for the Ariete and then, you know, GE one of the talismans on another plane and work your way up that way. But I think that this is a good addition to the Italian tech tree because we already have the plane in the nation itself. So all you really do is buy a premium MiG-29 so you can grind out the entire tech tree. And I think for that, it serves its purpose. Is it worth 70 bucks though? Do you really need to ask? The answer is always going to be no. Only buy these planes when they are on sale. If you are looking to buy them though and you want to get a small discount and support the channel, you can of course use my link down in the description. But I still recommend to just wait for the sales and spare yourself almost half. And I swear that these planes are literally priced so they are a fair price when they go on sale. Yes, a very controversial opinion, I am well aware, but I don't want to make this an entire rant about the game. The game is in a terrible state right now. The update broke way more than it fixed, and it didn't really add that much. This is probably the most disappointing summer patch we have had since ever. I've been playing this game since like 2016-ish, and I think this is the worst summer patch we've ever had. Normally the summer patches are pretty big. There's a lot of new additions. Maybe they'll break a few things here and there, but they were normally not that great game breaking. But here we are with almost no new additions and also literally an unplayable state of the game. Sometimes you dump 200 rounds into an enemy and you only get a hit. Sometimes you hit someone with 4 missiles and you don't even get a hit. It's terrible. It's unplayable, and Gaijin really needs to step up its game. The issue is that the game is so big at this point that I don't really see this game crumbling anymore and making the panic to actually fix anything. I would like to see some quality of life changes. I would like to see just a patch that solely focuses on making the game better instead of adding new vehicles, and they had a big chance with this patch. I was kind of expecting it because, well, there weren't that many vehicles. Summer patches are normally pretty big, and in this case, well, there's just nothing. It's an absolute nothing burger, and the game is just... It's in one of the worst states it's ever been. And I don't say this in a way that I'm like, oh, the game is going to die, whatever. I'm not gonna try to... Fear-mongering is the wrong word because it's only a video game, but you get what I'm saying. the game is just not heading in the right direction, and they really need to step it up. And it's not because the game is going to implode on itself or that the game is going to die off in the next 2 weeks. But it's a slippery slope, and once it starts going and people start leaving, more people are going to start to leave. And once enough people have left, guess what? New people come in because they see shiny new premiums that they can pick up. And this is at this point just a self-sustaining ecosystem that is probably impossible to kill at this point, which is a shame. I mean, it's a good thing, of course, for the health of the game, but I would like it if the game actually used that strength and that size to actually make it fun. Whatever, rant over. The MiG-29 SMT. The plane is honestly pretty decent to play. The flight model is okay. As I said, you are incredibly fast. You have good acceleration, you don't have a lot of fuel, and the only real weapon here is going to be the R27ER, because the R60 MKs are, well, they are all aspect, and they turn pretty decently. The issue is they are super flare hungry, and they have basically no range. So you have to barrel stuff the missile, and by the time you get that close, they're probably going to be seeing you, and they start pre-flaring, and then the gig is up. So you really need to play around the fact that you don't really have a very strong missile loadout, body R27s. You want to kind of rat around and play this thing like you would with the F104 that you used to have in the Italian tech tree. You just want to use your speed and acceleration to zip around the map and attack people from angles that they aren't looking at. And that's the real only way to get a lot of kills in this thing. Now, of course, you can just kind of headbutt yourself into the enemy team. The R27s will just do the job for you. And getting a kill or two is going to be incredibly easy because these missiles just basically never miss. Or at least they used to not do that. Right now they are of course broken. But they are incredibly strong. They have a lot of acceleration. They have insane speed and range. And they are very maneuverable. They also have the IOG system where you can kind of unlock for a second. And if you then relock them, the missile will continue its way onto the target. And it will probably take them out. So you can tell here I'm sitting at medium to high altitude. I'm kind of hanging back like the name suggests. I'm playing it like a bit of a sniper here. And then once I'm out of missiles, I very often turn my radar off. At this point I was molding and tilting because my game just isn't really working. So I'm a little bit later, but here we go. We turn the radar off. We don't want to warn anyone with our RWR or with their RWR. And we just kind of sit at altitude and look for people that aren't really paying attention. And this F4S is going to be the first target. He is not looking straight up. We shoot an R60 MK from the top aspect. Missile is going to hit him and he goes to the hangar. And now we engage the furball. And the game is already essentially over, and that's unfortunately how the game works very often. It's either going to be an absolute snowball from your side or from their side. So you either get 1 kill and then get ruffle stormed by the other 8 enemies, or you get 2 kills and then the enemy team has completely perished. So here we have 3 kills. We engage the rest of the enemy team and we kind of look around and everyone is scattered at this point. So when you engage a guy, you basically invest 30 seconds to go for them. And if they then die to someone else, you can kiss your kills goodbye because now I'm out of position. I'm not going to be able to engage any of these guys behind me. F-Red shoots a missile at me, so I go into the multipad. Luckily, I'm the president and I have a bodyguard, and the J-37 just happens to find himself directly in front of it. He gets team killed, F4 gets taken down, and now I see the F-18 with the entire Air Force on his 6, so I decide to go head on with him, because I'm thinking he's probably not looking in front of him, so I'm just gonna get a free kill on him. Except he is only looking in front of him. I don't manage to get him with the guns. I dodge his missile by making it fly into the ground, and I decide to just kind of disengage and come back a little bit later. But he is still only looking at me, so I decide to break off. It's not worth the risk here. He has everyone on his 6, and I'm not about to go head on with him yet again. He shoots a missile at me again, and we just kind of use this mountain right here to dodge his missile, and then he gets licked up by these 7 people that are riding his ass. And then we go straight into the next match. And this is one of the matches where I will show you how frustrating it can be to play this thing. Because I have someone locked up. I don't want to shoot the missile at too far of a range, because very often you'll end up wasting the missile. And you only have 2 real good missiles anyway. So I like to just wait a little bit longer to put them in a place where they are going to be basically not able to dodge it anymore. So I wait till about 16-15 kilometers. Then we shoot the missile off. And then I decide to go for the Mirage instead in case he goes for me. So I switch over, I go for the lock, he gets taken down. Now I lose the lock on that guy. I'm too far in for the guy on top, so I need to break off here if I don't want to get swarmed. So I go straight back down and we decide to go for the R60s. This F4S is not paying attention. He is pre-flaring a little bit. So I'm just waiting for the lock. I'm waiting to see if he pre-flares. He doesn't, so I decide to just fire it off. And that is how you get kills with the R60s. People need to just not see you. And if they do see you, you're probably not going to get anything with it. F-18 is going to be straight in front. We shoot at him. The second I fire, he gets exploded. And now I wasted another missile, which is absolutely terrific. But I still have 2 R27ERs, and the F4S is coming in. Can I go for that head-on? No, not really. I'm just going to use the multipath here and the terrain to make the missile fly into the terrain. Then we merge with the F4S, and I decide to not actually give chase because he decides to keep flying straight. And I see that there's already a friendly going for him. So I'm not going to get to him first. He is going to be a bit of a free kill. So I opt to just disengage and go for the furball across the map. So at this point, all I've really done is nothing. I've contributed nothing to the success of the team. I've only killed the one F4S that probably was going to die anyway, even if I wasn't there. So as of right now, I've accomplished basically 0, but I have gotten a kill. And in terms of grinding, this is all you really need. So I see 4 guys on this side of the map. And who do I start locking up? I have Darky over here. He goes a little bit low, and I notice that he goes in the multipad, but he's a little bit too high. And he gets hit directly in the cockpit. Now I have 3 guys flying away from me, and I decide to wait a little bit because I see the MiG-29 firing its missiles off, and I don't want to shoot at the same target. So I'm going to keep the lock on the Mirage for a little bit, and I decide to not shoot it instantly. I see that the MiG-29 isn't firing for a bit, and then the millisecond I fire, he of course does as well. I try to switch targets, but my missile basically hits him at the same time that he does. And now I wasted another missile. And this is the issue with a plane like this. Now in this game it didn't really matter that much. Because guess what? The game is already over. But this is something that happens very frequently. When you only have 2 missiles, if you get a shot on someone and you fire it and then a friendly shoots at him, you have just wasted your armament. And now you are going to get nothing out of the match. And that is going to be all I have for you today. I'm actually terribly sorry about the quality of today's video. I know the clips were kind of boring. It kind of feels like filler content, and that's because it partially is. I'm going to go on holidays for about 9 days tomorrow, and I'm not going to have the ability to make any more videos. The next 2, the Albatross and the NF5A, are a lot better. They are about my standard quality. But this thing, it's literally unplayable right now. Nothing actually functions. And I just wanted to rant about it and give you a heads up about this plane in case you are looking to buy it. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you very soon again with the NF5A or the L39.